Good evening, everyone, and welcome to week 3 and 4 of Child, Family, and Community. I wanted to check in and give you an update this week. I didn't post it on Monday because I had some census date. It was the census date, which means if you had not been active, students were dropped. So I was busy cleaning that up before I gave you an update. So apologize for the late video post, but luckily we don't really have much to update. So I did want to just check in and say thank you for those that did post to the discussion board on the step family modules. You all had some very rich discussion, and it was very uplifting to see how you supported one another and provided personal examples to make the discussion that much more meaningful regarding your experiences with divorce, step families, blended families, as well as sharing your unique experiences with diverse family settings. So thank you for adding to that richness in our discussion. This week, you do have some assignments coming up. I did make quiz 2 available, so please make sure that you check the due dates. They will be this Saturday. You want to stagger the work that you have instead of waiting until Saturday to do all the work, and many of you have already uh, participated in that way. And it just makes the workload that much more manageable. So you may notice in the week module that I have added a Q&A discussion board forum. And that's the equivalent of coming to class and raising your hand when you have a question or discussing a topic or question about the class or assignments within the class environment. So many times you have a question and your classmate can help you answer that question, or the instructor does. So if you do have a particular question that does not pertain to your personal issues or questions regarding your grade, because you don't want everyone to see that, and I'm not at liberty to share that information with the rest of the class, you would want to make sure that you send me a personal email or a link, use a link on messages to send me that type of question. Otherwise, feel free to use a Q&A forum to your advantage. So I wanted to let you know about that. So you may notice and say, what is that Q&A form that is posted that I didn't notice previously? So you have your quiz on chapters 3 and 4, and you have part 2 of the personal socialization assignment due. And lastly, those that are doing service learning, you're going to be scanning your agreement. So if you have already found your community partner, you will make sure that you complete that form where you sign, and then the agency where you will be doing your volunteer hours. Now, if you're not really familiar with what I'm talking about, what is she talking about, service learning, you did not opt to do the service learning assignment, and you will be doing the community agency report instead. Now, this Saturday, I'm going to provide a list of case studies that are listed in the back of chapter 10. And I will put your name next to that case study, and I will have that on a Google Doc, and I will upload that Saturday. So Sunday, when you're taking the module survey, that's again optional, 1 point extra credit. You can look over the case study, and I'll give an option for you to create your own unique case study if the case study that I assigned maybe is not of interest to you, or you just have a particular situation that's similar to the case studies in chapter 10, but that you'd like to take advantage of the opportunity to research agencies for a situation, and you have the opportunity to do that as well. So to recap, if you missed last week's discussion, we missed you in the forum. Please make sure that you participate in future forums. The discussion isn't the same without you. Secondly, you want to take the quiz after you read chapters 3 and 4, review the lecture notes. You may have noticed I also have a resource link to another resource for helping families with preventing child abuse and neglect. So that is also an interesting additional resource for you. That's optional, but it will help you get a better understanding of all this, the additional work that parents have to do to work hard to work as a family unit. So after your quiz, you'll be working on, hopefully you've been continuing to work on your personal socialization assignment. Many of you are completing it as one and then just attaching the parts that are due, which is fine. So feel free to do that work ahead because you have the assignment guidelines available to you. So go ahead and upload the file for part 2. And then if you're doing service learning, you're going to scan your agreement form and you're going to start volunteering and taking notes. And then you'll notice that I'm going to have in next week's module, I'm going to have a link for service learners to attach their field notes. In other words, the notes that you take after you do your volunteer. And then you're going to connect what you observed to the concepts that you're learning in this class. And you'll be doing that instead of the agency report. So when I assign you a case study, those that are not doing service learning, then you can begin to start researching agencies that are applicable to that particular scenario in the case study. I mentioned the survey. It's an optional survey. I basically ask you questions about how the weekly module went for you, and it helps me adjust to the following module to help me meet your needs. Other than that, that's it for this week's video update. I look forward to reading your assignments, and next week we'll have another wonderful opportunity to collaborate. So I will see you then online. Take care.